Good morning, dear learners! We are back for another lesson in one of the most anticipated subjects in grade 12, the research. Let's not delay further. Gather all your curiosity as we will explore this lesson in all its glory. In any conversations that we have, there are always names, settings, and circumstances that we use as our references. This is to create some of our own points and make them valid and believable. For example,
Uy, kabati ka sa balita? Nagabusong ko ng bata ni Kap Tony.
Ha? Ang dalaga niya nga nursing sa West?
Oo, inugbata na sa next month.
Hoy, hindi ako magpati. Sino nagambal?
Si Elma. Magtiyak sa dalaga.
Uy, kuno ka si buwang suspended. Hala, tuod. Sino nagambal? Si Mayor. Ato sa iya official FB page.
Research Quest. These are the instances that referencing comes popular in our daily lives. We often forget these daily practices as we go over the research referencing. In referencing, specifically in in-text citation, we just add several rules that are easy to remember. From the previous lesson, in Chapter 2, we have identified the two most common referencing styles, the APA and the MLA formats. But now, we are just going to focus on the 7th edition of the APA format.
When you are referencing another source, use an in-text citation in the body of your paper. Write the author's last name or organization, comma, here.
If you are paraphrasing or summarizing the main topics or findings, include the last name of the author or authors and the year when it was published.
Here are the examples of in-text citation in paraphrasing or summarizing.
Third, if you're quoting the exact words of someone else, introduce the quote with an in-text citation parenthesis. Any sentence punctuation goes after closing the parenthesis.
Here are some examples of direct quoting.
In paraphrasing, you must directly quote more than 40 words and use it as a block quote.
Block quotes don't need quotation marks. Instead, indent the text half-inch as a visual cue that you are citing. The in-text citation in parentheses go after the punctuation of the quote. Here's an example of block quote.
Were you able to take note all of the rules that we have mentioned earlier? Again, here are the rules that you need to familiarize yourself with.
First, in paraphrasing or summarizing the main findings, include the last name of the author or the authors and the year of publication. Secondly, if you're quoting the exact words of someone else, introduce the quote with an in-text citation in parentheses. Any sentence punctuation goes after the closing parenthesis. Lastly, if you're directly quoting more than 40 words, use a block quote. Block quotes don't need quotation marks. Instead, indent the text half-inch as a visual cue that you are citing. The in-text citation in parentheses go after the punctuation of the quote.
Furthermore, the in-text citation varies differently depending on the number of authors listed for a work or if there is a group author. Here are another formats to use depending on the number of authors. Example:
For one author, use only the author's last name, comma, year in parentheses. If two authors, connect both authors' last names with ampersand, comma, and the year. For three authors or more, use et al. That means and others, comma, and year. If a group of authors, write the first time with an abbreviation.
Great! We have unlocked another set of absolute and practical facts and information about research. You can now properly cite names of authors on your research papers. But before we end this session, let us check how much information you have retained.
Just answer the following questions and write the letter of your choice on your notebooks. Are you ready?
There you go. Thank you for spending your time learning. This is your teacher Enzo, and you're watching The Research Quest, where knowledge meets discovery.